Okay, we are going to carve a caricature nose. So I've got my knife here. This is a brand new Helvy. This is one of the worm handles. Look at that guy. This is a really cool, awesome knife. Got a block of wood here. This is 1.5 inches, and this is about 4 inches long. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and get my depth here on the bottom of the nose. So I just did a simple stop cut. I wiggled it down to get a little depth on it. Then I'm going to come underneath here and go down and get a profile on that side of that nose. And watch how I did this. I put my knife here and I'm pushing against it with my thumb there. And I'm just doing simple, thin cuts, and I can go in here and swoop as quick as I can and remove that extra material. And that gave me quite a profile there, didn't it? I'm going to taper this just a little bit to give it a little bit more gradual of a transition under that nose. Now from up here, I want to do just from the tip of this nose right here, I'm going to work it straight back. I'm going to come all the way through the end of the block here. I need to make sure I'm getting my depth on this side of the nose just like I did here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go on the side of this and push this on back. Push this back as far as I can. Now I'm going to get myself an eye line. On this eye line, I'm going to go ahead and give myself a center line. I'm going to taper this on both sides using that mark there, that center line. Both sides. There we go. Okay, so I've got my ridge going up here, my ridge here. I've got this plain corner there on both sides. Now I'm going to decide how wide my nose is going to be. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to kind of gauge both sides so that they're the same. I'm going to figure out up here how wide the bridge is going to be. I'm going to come down here like this on both sides. And that's going to be the width of my nose up here and down here. So now I'm going to take this, and I could just take that line and do a stop cut this way, but then I'm putting my knife down there and I'm not aware of how deep it is. So in order to make minimal lines on here so that I can play with this later, I've put my blade flat across this and push down in here, and then remove the material up against it. And that'll take that nose and separate that line. So same thing here. Push this down here like this, remove the material against it, and there I go. Okay, so now I'm going to look at and decide where the height of my nasal flares. And for me, this is going to go about right here, that nasal flare, and I can go up or down depending on how I want the caricature to look, and exaggerate that if I want to. But I've got that line here. Now that line here is also going to come around and be my smile lines, just like this. So I'm going to do a stop cut right here on that smile line, and in that stop cut I'm also going to include the angle of the nose right here. Now I can come in more, I can come in less, but that'll change the shape of this. But I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to stop cut that smile line. I'm going to stop cut the angle of the nose. Then I'm going to remove that piece of material there. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Stop cut. I'm going to do a stop cut on the angle of that nose and remove that material. So that gave my nose a little bit of depth down here. I'm going to round off the bottom just a tad bit. There we go. So now I'm going to put these little nasal flares in here. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come around here and I'm going to soften this edge here. Just a little bit and deepen it just a tad bit. Give me a little bit more depth on the side. Soften this edge here. Okay. So now I've got this line here where my nasal flare is going to go. I'm just going to use my knife and kind of swirl up there just a tad bit on both sides. So that gave me some wings here. This one's a real pointy nose here, and I can decide to chop that off a little bit or just leave it how it is. I'm going to then take my knife and do a little bit of a swirl here, just where that nasal flare goes back into the cheek, and then clean that up just a tad bit. And that's giving it just a little bit more definition. There you go. So I can come here, shape up this a little bit. I can add a little bit more character to it if I want to change the profile. I can just do that. Let's make it hang out there just a little bit more. Let's put a little bump in there by coming down on the end. I can come and just put some easy nostril flares down here. Not nostril flares, but the holes. The holes so that it can breathe. I'm just going to clean this up just a little bit. And there we go. Got a really cool looking little character nose here, which still change it and move it, make him a little bit funkier, give him a little bit more character, but there you go.